there's this like video on YouTube with like this woman with a nail in the head, and she's like, I just want to talk about having a nail in the head. He's like, can I just remove the nail in the head? He's like, she's like, no, I just wanted, this is just painful. So many of my fights with Tara was because I was just not attuned to the thing that she wanted in that moment. And so, and vice versa. And so we came up with this idea of like, hey, right now you're processing something. Do you just want to be listened to? Do you want some questions, or do you want advice? It was a simple question. And I'll go into that in a second, but it speaks to this broader thing of like, what is it that the person actually wants right now from you? So we usually react to something from like a complete programming. Like, oh, when somebody comes with a problem, we go and solve the problem. When somebody says, I'm hungry, we cook. Like, or when somebody says, I'm hungry, we say, like, well, fucking food's in the fridge. Like, whatever. But we have a program that we run when somebody comes to us with X, Y, or Z. But it's not particularly always what the person who's coming to us wants, generally. And so many fights happen because somebody is basically thinking that somebody wants something when they don't want it. As a matter of fact, I see this like in such a broad way, where so many times I see, particularly husbands, but not always, particularly husbands are constantly trying to help their wife solve a problem, which makes the wife feel undermined and belittled, like, I don't need your fucking help. And then they get resentful, and this whole thing like and then like years of this goes on, and then the wife feels like belittled and disempowered, and the husband is like, wait, I do everything I can to make her happy, and she's still not happy. Like, ugh. And it's all because of this little thing, which is like, she doesn't want your help. She just wants to be heard. Or she wants you to show her, not do it for her, or whatever it is. Like, and vice versa. This happens often. Like, the man will also be like, hey, I just want a little fucking help. And she's like saying, yeah, it's really hard when your boss does that. Like, no, I want you to like give me some advice. So it works both ways. And so it's just really important to ask, just be really intentional and say, what is it that you want? And that's what Tara and I would do, is like when a discussion would happen and I would like have some response and I would see she get a little cranky at me, I would be like, okay, wait. What do you want? Do you want me to just listen? Do you want me to give you some advice? You want some questions? And then she would do the same thing. And we had this particular thing around that where we realized that what we almost never wanted was the other person to coach us or to be our psychiatrist. It's like, no, we want each other to be with each other. Like, I just want you to be with me. I don't want you to try to fix me. And today we will occasionally say, oh, I'd really like some coaching. And it'll happen like once every 2 months or something like that. But it's like we really found a very clear boundary with ourselves that like, oh, we don't really want that. We'd rather just have somebody with us, listening to us, maybe sometimes helping us solve a problem or asking really good questions, but never like in that mode of trying to fix. And so that was a big eye opener, but it all started with this very simple thing, which was, do you want me to just listen? Do you want questions? Do you want advice? And one of the coolest things was at the beginning, the listening was like so hard. I'm like, all right, I got advice. There's this like video on YouTube with like this woman with a nail in the head, and she's like, I just want to talk about having a nail in the head. He's like, can I just remove the nail in the head? She's like, no, this is just painful. And that's how I felt. I felt so freaking frustrated. I was like, ah. And now it's like, oh, this is so easy. Like, I don't have to do shit. I can just sit there and be loving and listen to her, and she will sort out the whole thing herself. Like, she'll just talk, and then all of a sudden she'll know what the fuck to do, and then the whole thing will be resolved. And it's like this lovely thing. And I used to think I had to do so much. I had this feeling of like, I'm responsible for her happipiness. And now it's like, oh no, like I can just be with her. It's just that easy. And it's so much nicer of a relationship.